Good afternoon and welcome to Agents Dialer's daily webinar. Today we're going to look at how to effectively use our dialer. A more in-depth look at what we're going to look at. We're going to show you how to set up your dialer in SoftPhone, the different methods for connecting to our dialer, how to test your X-Lite if this is the connection method you choose, how to get started and manually dial, how to disposition calls, recycle campaigns, how to request more leads and set up new campaigns, how to set up phone scripts and email templates, how to do pre-recorded voice messages, and where to go for support. So where we're going to start today is actually with our login. When you sign up for our dialer, you get your username and password via email, and so you'll also get a link as to where you go to sign or where you go to log in. And so when you log in, this is the main screen that you'll always come to. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the first step in setting up your dialer, and this is by using X-Lite, which is the method I'm going to show you first. And so while we open up this X-Lite here, I'll show you how to configure it. And what X-Lite is it's really just a way to, it's the bridge between the predictive dialer and the phone lines. It's what allows you to make calls via the internet. And when you set it up, you configure it to your specific dialer, and that's what's actually going to go ahead and connect you. And so it's going to pop up here. And this is what X-Lite looks like. It just looks like a phone pad here. And so it's a little different. I'm on a Mac, but essentially it's the same. You're going to go ahead and on a Windows computer, it's going to say soft phone here. You're going to click on that and then account preferences. So I'm just going to do that up here. And what you're going to do is go to accounts, or if you're on Windows, that'll be the first thing that's there. And what you're going to do, in the email that you get when you sign up, you get a username, which is going to be your SIP_number, a domain number, and then a password as well. And these are actually the only three fields that you need to fill in. So you leave everything else blank or in the way that it was. If you fill anything else out, it actually won't configure correctly. So this is where you go to configure it. And then you go ahead and press OK. And what's going to happen is right here, mine's already configured, but it's going to say that your account is connected and is active and ready to go. And so what we'll do is just minimize this here. And so this is the one of the ways that we have to connect to the dialer. If you go to the Settings tab here, you can actually go down to Change Voice Connection Settings. And these are the other options that we have. So currently I'm using an SIP phone, which you can use X-Lite or any other free soft phone such as Zoiper. The second most common way to connect to the dialer is by telephone dial-in. You can use your cell phone or landline and call your individualized access number, and it'll prompt you for your ID number and your PIN, and this will actually connect you through your phone. And instead of using the free soft phone, this is another way to connect. And so when you're first getting started with your dialer, something else that you'll do is modify your configured time zone. I'm currently set on Eastern because that's where we're located, but you have the ability to choose from wherever you're located so that you can ensure that you're calling at the correct hour, so you don't have to worry about calling someone who's across country at a very late or very early time. Another option that you have is setting up your hold music, and here you can choose from a variety of options such as silence from hip-hop, jazz, pop, rock and roll. You have a variety of options there. And so since we've set up our X-Lite, I'm going to show you how we test the connection to make sure that it's configured correctly. Down also in the Settings tab, there's a Test SIP Phone Registration and Setup. And when I click on this, it's going to ring my X-Lite. It's going to sound like a phone. And I'm going to answer it, and we're going to hear a pre-recorded message saying your soft phone is configured correctly. So I'll show you this here. And up top, I'm going to answer the incoming call.
Your soft phone is configured correctly. Next, test your microphone by recording a message after the beep. When you are finished, press any key to hear that message replayed.
Test, test, test.
Thank you. Test, test, test.
So now we know that my X-Lite is configured correctly. And the way that that just rung is actually how you're going to connect to the X-Lite every time. So when you're ready to actually start making calls on your campaigns, when you log in, you'll be here on this Home tab. And any campaign, if you loaded it yourself or if you are using our unlimited data that we load for you, will all be listed right here on your Home tab. And what you do is when you click on your campaign, it goes ahead and rings the X-Lite just like it did when we did the test. And it'll say, welcome, get ready to sell, and it'll automatically take you over to this Contact View tab. And this tab is actually where you're going to spend all of your time when you're actually using the dialer. This is where everything happens. And what happens is it's going to be calling out on phone lines up here. And when you connect with someone, the information that you loaded or the demographic filters we set will all pop up here. So you'll get their name, their address. If you had age or income filters set, that'll all pop up here. And when you're finished talking with the potential new client, what you're going to do is actually disposition how the call went. And this allows you to keep track and run analytics on how the dialer is working for you. And it also ensures that you're never calling someone twice, especially if they've been they requested that you do not call them, or if you completed a sale or goal. So you can see the different options. You can schedule callbacks. You can make, if you made contact, what happened, as well as if you were unable to contact them. And one setting that I always recommend that you use on your dialer is upon disposition, load next call. What this means is it's not going to, the dialer is not going to start calling more numbers until you've dispositioned that the call, how the call went, so you can ensure that you disposition every single call. Some other options that you have are the ability to play a pre-recorded message. You can transfer calls. You can three-way call, and if it's a list that you're supplying that includes email, you can email actually from within the dialer. A few other buttons here. This hang up button is essentially like a pause. If you're looking to get up and take a little break from using the dialer but don't want to completely disconnect, this is a pause, and then this get contact is the same as a play button. And when you're actually connected to X-Lite, there'll be a disconnect from dialer button right here, and what that represents is stop. And so if you were to click on that, you'd have to go back to the Home tab and begin from the beginning. So what we'll take a look at now is how to add your own campaigns. If you're either on our no data plan, you'll add all of your own campaigns, or if you're on our data plan, you can use our data as well as load your own. And so when you are looking to create a new campaign, you'll click this button here on the right, create a new campaign. And you'll be able to name and describe it, as well as pick what you want the people you're calling to see your caller ID name as. And then you can also pick your caller ID number. This has to be a number that you have access to, but you can pick anyone out that you'd like. The limit calling hours is to pick what times you want to call people between. We normally recommend between 9 and 9. And if you've set your time zone, this ensures that you're not calling anyone outside of these hours. The dial rate override is the number of lines that you're calling at a time. We recommend 3 because you figure 1 in 3 people answer the phone. And then this wait for is how long, if 2 people answer at the same time, how long the second person will wait on the line for. Another option that you have is use AMD. This stands for Answering Machine Detection. So if you want to skip over answering machines, then you'll go ahead and click on this setting. At any point that you want to edit any of the settings that you've chosen, this little pencil icon here will allow you to do so. If you want to set your dial rate override lower, change your number, change your caller ID name, anything like that, you can do here. The next feature we're going to take a look at is 1 over and 2 down from the pencil. It's the Recycle Contacts. This is where once you've called through your entire list, you have the ability to recycle and put certain contacts back into your campaign. So attempted but not answered, this is the numbers that have been called, but they did not answer and you had no contact with them. So always click on this attempted. And then you also have the ability to recycle certain dispositions. So if someone was busy, unavailable, if you left a voicemail or didn't, if you weren't available, so you can recycle all of these and then just click Disposition As and they'll be put back into your campaign. Now we're going to take a look at setting up a pre-recorded message as well as email templates and scripts. So here in the Settings tab on the right, you have the ability to add a sound file. So this would, when you're actually on the contact view and you want to play a message, this is where you go to upload that message. So you can name and describe it. And you can either upload a .wav file, or you can have the dialer actually call you and type in your number here and record it over the phone. This is also where you go to set up scripts. So if you have someone operating your dialer for you, such as a telemarketer, and you want a script to pop up when they connect to someone, this is where you enter that. And then we also have set up email templates where you can name and put your content in and add that so you can email easily right from within the dialer. Finally, I'm going to take you to our home Agents Dialer website. It's agentsdialer.com. You can also log into your dialer here or any of other systems that you may have with us. And then when you are ready for more campaigns, if you're on our data plan, if you go to the Dialers tab and down to Lead Order Form, this is where you go to request more campaigns. We ask that you give us 24 to 48 hours to fill them for you. Then you'll fill out the different filters that you want, such as geographical area, age ranges, income ranges, home ownership status, and any special requests that you may have. We also sell insurance agents lists as well as real estate agent lists by the state, and we sell aged internet leads as well. Finally, I'm going to take you over to our support site here on the far right. This has tons of articles and videos about all the specific features of the dialer if you're looking for a little more assistance with that. And then we also have a question and answer forum where you can send us messages. And one of our agents will actually help you out live with any of your questions via chat. Or as always, you can always give us a call at 1-888-505-0631. Thank you so much for attending our daily webinar, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.